this is Cameron Sly. This is my presentation on the Himalayan mountains. So just looking at Google Maps here, if you want to have an idea of the Himalayan mountains, so it's going to be in this area. If we just zoom into Asia here, the Himalayan mountains, as you can see, sort of by these white snow caps, is this very long mountain range that sort of forms the barrier between China and its neighboring countries like Bhutan, Nepal, India, and of course Pakistan. The tallest ranges are mostly going to be in Nepal. You can see over here is Mount Everest. So sort of in this range is going to be where the extremely tall mountains are, but all across it is extremely tall mountains. And as you can see, if you look up here, it looks a lot less green and fertile. Along the Himalayas is an extremely fertile land. As you can see by this arrow, the Himalayas forms the boundary in between the Indian and the Eurasian plates. It's actually, if you look, most of these boundaries are mostly oceanic, couple exceptions. So this is one of the only places in the world where you have two continental plates actually smashing with each other, actively forming mountains. This is one of the only places in the world. It's mostly the Indian plate ramming into the Eurasian plate, so there's a lot more force going this way, going northeast, than there is coming from the Eurasian, although the Eurasian plate is also moving, but it's not moving so fast into the Indian plate. Here's another picture of what the mountains look like. So basically the formation process is that certain currents 40 million years ago began to generate in the intermantle, and that actually caused the Indian subcontinent to begin to drift across the ocean and then be pushed northward into Eurasia. These are actually some of the least old mountains in the world, some of the youngest mountains, and that's part of why they're so tall. The crust that forms the mountains is made up of crust that was part of a huge sea in between India and Eurasia, and that was about 20 million years ago. As a result of this ongoing continental collision, there's extremely high magnitude earthquakes all across the region, and I mean, every time these happen, they kill a few thousand people every single time. Combined with the unique sort of natural features in the area, means that there's also going to be things like landslides, avalanches, which are going to be extremely prevalent, as well as floods, which sort of come about as part of more complex processes. Pretty much any earthquake that's in the region is going to be very severe, at least magnitude 6. There's not really many that are much lower than that. The worst one that we have on record was a magnitude 10, and that was back in the year 1720. And here is my works cited. Thank you for watching.